This video is for you teenagers out there, mostly teenagers. Actually, it's for anyone, young and old, who is considering having sex outside of marriage. Everybody knows my sins. If I had one regret, well, I have many. It would have been to have saved myself for marriage. My mom always said to us three daughters, stay a virgin till you're married, stay a virgin till you're married. But sadly, she never connected it to faith. We went to Catholic school, but the Catholic Church surely wasn't talking about it. And I did ask my mom years later when she was very disappointed and found out that, we weren't, that if she could have just mentioned the God thing. And she said, I didn't know what to do. She was 17 when she had her first child and 18 when she had me. And she had been sexually abused for a decade as a little girl. And she said, I just knew in my soul there was something wrong about it, but I just didn't realize that it was a sin as well. Though our consciences do, I believe, and should. But I said the same thing to my own daughters, and I say the same thing to you. There's something special. There is a gift in saving that part of yourself, to be able to lay down with your husband on your wedding day and know that he's the only man that has been given that part of yourself. Or this is actually for you young men as well. The world is so screwed up, you guys. They're trying to tell us that you should go out and experiment and see what's out there. For what? First of all, there's no need to experiment. God has made us so capable that we can figure out all by ourselves how to do things. You don't even need sex ed in school. Sure, let's teach health classes that teach us how the sperm and the ovum come together. But we don't need anyone telling us how to do something that God created naturally. Every husband and wife comes together and they figure things out, and it is a pleasurable and enjoyable time of their marriage, a season of you get to know me and I get to know you. But why I wanted to do this is so few people even realize or think anymore that sex outside of marriage is a sin. Everybody's doing it. And so it has become this, well, you're supposed to try it out. Well, it's fun. You can't. I had someone say, you can't stop teenagers. They're going to do it anyway. What? Are you saying that we're just animals and we have no self-control? Because I do argue with the scientists who say that we are animals. God made the animals first. Then he made man, and he said it was very good. So I would say that we're all mammals, but those animals are mammals, and we humans are mammals. And I think we need to do that, to differentiate, so that we all can realize this enormity of what God made us. He gave us an intellect. He gave us a conscience. But God doesn't put rules on us because he wants to hold us down. He puts rules on us because he wants us to have his best. And he's like, if you do this, if you just do as I'm saying, it's going to be best. Because if you have sex outside of marriage, and now I'm talking to you young people, then you're worried about pregnancy. But you shouldn't be. It should be the most open and freeing thing where you're open to life. And that's where us old people too are terrified. That's why God says, don't do birth control. That's one thing I'm so proud of the Catholic Church. Don't contracept. Be open to life. Well, then I've had people say to me, well, so you want abortion to be illegal, but then you won't let them contracept. Exactly. Tell them to save themselves. They're strong. You're strong. You have self-control. You just ran a marathon. You young people do sports. You train yourselves. You're strong. You have good minds. You get good grades. You can do this. And specifically for you young ladies, there's science. I've done it in my college courses. I've taught it in my marital classes. Men desire the girl that they have to work to get. And we don't want to talk about the fact that males desire sex way more frequently than females do, 6 times more frequently. They see opportunities for sex. They desire sex. They're looking for sex so frequently that it takes great self-control for males to not have sex with you. But if you give that part of yourself and with no price, first, you've dropped your value. Anybody can have her. I had her. You want to keep your value up. You want to be the girl that's not the paper plate, and that's not the dinner plate. You want to be the precious china. You want the boys to look around and go, no one's had her. Because that makes you so much more attractive. And it doesn't even have to be the prettiest girl in the class. But if you're just a wholesome girl, they desire you. And young men, girls desire love. I heard a speaker once say that a boy will give love to get sex, and a girl will give sex to get love. Don't treat her in a way Christ wouldn't. Christ would never have you use a girl. That's why he said outside of marriage it's disordered. And that's why I'm so sad that marriage rates have dropped significantly, because we have succeeded in devaluing the institution of marriage. You know why I actually thought about this video today? Because I know a friend. I try not to say too much, but I know one woman, her husband died, and she's a widow, and she's free to marry. And I go to church, and she's dating another man, and his wife left him. Yes, he didn't leave his wife, but his wife left him, and he's got children, as does she. And they're now together, but he's not free to marry. Even though he's legally divorced, he's married in the eyes of God. And then I think to myself, I wonder if they're already having sex. Because it doesn't matter if you're 12, 18, 30, or 70. If you're not married, you're committing a mortal sin. God doesn't want to do that, to say it's a rule. But we also do not want to offend God. We don't want to take things out of his order. And very, very, very few people are saying to you today that sex outside of marriage is a sin. It's a sin. Don't do it. Don't feel like I felt. Don't feel like the girls and the women I know who are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and say, if I could do it all over again. Don't be that. You're a rare jewel these days if you maintain your virginity till marriage. Society's going to try and make you look like you're weird, but that's Satan. Know that in the backs of their minds, that others are actually esteeming you. Some might be jealous if they've already given away their virginity. But there's something that people esteem with someone who hasn't. If you've already given away your virginity, go for your second virginity. Stop. Tell yourself, I give no more. And I'm talking to men and women. No more. I cannot give you something that does not belong to you. Because if you're having sex outside of marriage, you're not wanting children. And you have both become objectified. It's become an act for the sake of fun and pleasure. And that's disordered. I don't want to sound like I'm your mom, but I do know that there are many moms who are uncomfortable having this conversation with their daughters and with their sons. So let me say it to you. Your mom's not wrong. Your dad's not wrong. Let the boys treat you young ladies like a princess. And gentlemen, know that girls don't understand boys like you think they do. We don't desire sex like you do. Once you've hit puberty, you're desiring it all the time. And you've got to learn to train your eyes and control your lusts. Turn to God. Ask him to help you. And ask him to bring each of you, the man or the woman, into your life that God has ordained for you. Then you can just enjoy as much of this beautiful act of procreation as you would like. And God will bless it. Sorry if I sound like your mom. I'm the grandma. That's why they call me Dr. Bacon, right? If you have any questions, or if you're a young one and you're finding it uncomfortable to talk to your parent about this, give me a call. You can email me at Christine@breakfastwithbacon.com. I'll help you. And if you're a parent and you're like, I can't have this conversation with my kid, send them my video. I just want to help people get to heaven. And we'll get there if we try to do things God's way. All right? All right, I love you guys. So grateful that you found time to watch this informational bacon bit. Please feel free to share it, like it, and share it with friends. And don't forget, you can find all of my videos, my longer podcasts on breakfastwithbacon.com. And go ahead and like me on all my social media outlets, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All right, okay, gotta go. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. You've been watching an informational bacon bit, and I always want to remind you to live your life sunny side up.